twist on the A, D, and E steel guitar stuff. This first lick's kind of interesting. It's played real slow and ringy because a lot of, when you're playing steel guitar, a lot of times, as we've talked about before, they ring a lot of notes open, and it sounds real pretty. So it starts by just sliding into the A chord with the A dyad or the A chord. Now, you can do this two ways. I did it both ways. And the first time I added an F sharp note with my third finger on the 4th string and the 4th fret. And I took my first finger and I played the A note on the G string at the 2nd fret. And what I'm doing here now is I'm bending the A note. This is kind of hard to do slow, but so what I did there was I bent the note A, left the F sharp ringing. You can even pull that off to the open G. While the open G is ringing, I grab the C sharp note with my first finger at the 2nd fret. Then I play, I go back to the F sharp with my third finger at the 4th fret, and then my 2nd finger on the D note. So all that you kind of want it to ring together, right? And then I finish it off with just kind of a little chromatic slide to the D chord. So it's and that takes you to the D section. So that first lick is all A. I also did it another way. What I did was, second time through, I did not use the F sharp. What I did was I just played it as an A dyad and just bent the A note up. And there's just a little bit of harmonic difference. It sounds to me a lot cooler if you use the F sharp and get that kind of dissonance in there a little bit. It's not terribly dissonant, but it's just a little bit in there. Everything ringing around. Or if that's too much for you to pull that A string, then you may want to try it this way, which is you play the A chord, the A dyad, the G and the B string, and bend, and then jump back over and grab your F sharp to your D note. And this actually is the D chord again. We're just playing parts of it now and trying to let that G note ring, because the G note gives you kind of the suspended kind of pedal steel sound. Now, the next part of this, after we go up and hit our little dyad D, the next part is going to be a little crazy bend, starting in D, ending up in E. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the 9th fret, 2nd finger on E, and then 3rd finger on C sharp. Now this sounds a little strange when you first start doing it. It sounds like it's kind of out of tune. But I'm telling you, I've heard a million pedal steel guys do this thing, and when it's done exactly right, it sounds killer. So it's just a chromatic walk up from there. It's basically the G and the E strings with the 2nd and 3rd finger at the 9th fret. And that's where you get a little dissonance. Then you're going to slide your 3rd finger up to the D sharp note and put your first finger back where it was on the F note at the 10th fret. And you're going to bend. Then you're going to slide up, 3rd finger on E, and you're going to slide your first finger up to the 11th fret on the G string. And then now you're trying to bend that note to the G sharp note to get your E chord. So it's... It's really strange by itself. It doesn't sound all that, real dissonant there. But man, used over the chord sounds really good. It's kind of like one of those, Roy Nichols kind of licks or something, where it just kind of sets itself apart in the midst of what you're playing. It really kind of just jumps out. Okay, so we've done that section. That leads us into the E. By the time we get to the 12th fret and the 11th fret with the first and third fingers, we're now in the E. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to use a strange kind of chord here. And it's really, actually, it's a very cool chord. It's like a sus 13 dominant chord or something like that. Except we're not going to play that whole kind of twisted finger thing. We're just interested in the top part. And so you bar your first finger across the 9th fret. And that kind of covers all the notes that you need. And we're going to kind of build this chord so it sounds like a steel player when he picks across his strings and makes a ringy chord kind of sound. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from the first finger barred. I'm going to walk right up this B minor kind of sound, or B minor scale. We're going to walk up and go, okay, so that's first, third, and fourth finger. Then the third finger comes down to the G string and plays the F sharp note. Then we're going to grab the G sharp note. On the second string, just play it. Then we're going to play the top note, which is C sharp. So it's a real pretty sound over E. Back to A at the 5th fret, which would be right here, based around that kind of thing. And we'll do our little steel bend, or sorry, our little sus, A to D chord kind of thing, which is real pretty. So. Right hand technique on this this new steel idea. Just sliding into the A chord using second and third fingers. Now on this bend, the open string bend, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pick on the 4th string and my second finger on the 3rd string. I'm going to pluck. Then of course the rest of that is pulled off with the left hand. Then I pick. Pick the C sharp note with my second finger. Then back to the F sharp with my pick. And then back to the D note on the second string with my second finger. Then I claw the G and the B strings for that next little D. Then for the steel bend from D leading into the E section, I use my pick on the 3rd string and my 3rd finger on the high E string, straight through. Now on the chord, on the dominant sus suspended whatever it is chord, I actually I bar the 9th fret, and then I'm going to pick the first 3 notes, and then the 4th note on the next string G, and use my second finger. And that's such a slow type of thing you could do if you wanted to, or roll it. Let's see here. Roll it like that. Then basically the pick, second, and third fingers are going to play the A chord. And I grab that A sometimes on top of my third finger.